Chase wants to know, when it comes to sweatsuits, Aime, Leon, Dore, or essentials, I just think it's important to say that it just matters if it fits you. You know, it just matters if it fits you.
You guys, poor Chase, you know, listen, man, the kid's trying.
He's trying to get swag.
He's trying to get swag.
ALD. He's got an ALD. He's got an ALD sweatsuit.
Which I don't blame him, because when you're around like big dogs like us rocks, like you're more motivated to step up the drip.
Yeah, definitely.
And the poor guy didn't understand how like the baggy shit is kind of in.
And how sizing works.
Dude,
if you're above 6 feet.
He's 6'3" buying a medium. Yeah. And I'm like, hey man, I wear a large.
Yeah, I wear a large or an XL.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chase, let's get you on that XL, maybe 2X vibe, dude. Rock Nation, welcome back to episode 63 of the 505 podcast. I just want to start off really quick with showing you guys what one of the best one-handed cracks in the game looks like. And that is honestly one of them. And that doesn't have a freaking dent in sight. That's a light 9.4 to start us off.
That was pretty good. I'm going to hit one. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ready? Go. Wow.
You might as well just keep it up there.
One of my worst ones yet.
Oh my God.
You can't even open it.
Hideous. You should cut that out.
You know,
did you dent it? I don't even think it could be a 5 though, honestly. Like usually if it dents, if it doesn't dent, it gets above a 5. That was one of the most pitiful performances I think I've ever seen. So we're gonna give like a 1-2 to start off the day. So a 9.4 and a 1-2. I mean, that's what we're about, baby. And we're back. And this is a Q&A pod. I've been so excited to do this all week. And I want to start off with a great question. Okay. You tell me what you think.
Well, wait.
Huh?
Dude.
Oh yeah, we got to catch up, dude.
Braden.
I don't know, dude.
Listen,
it's been a long time. You were in Costa Rica.
Hold on.
Tell me.
Braden's been talking about wanting to answer these questions all day. That we're not filling you guys in what we've been up to.
I forgot.
Man.
Yeah, I forgot. That's on me.
Missed a week, dude. Was in Costa Rica. You didn't tell LeBron that it was a must win, dude. Motherfucker got swept. Might retire now. What the fuck's going on, dude?
We had a great run, an amazing season. I think that I had some of my best stuff this year. So I'm happy with the outcome. And like, if you look at the beginning of the year, we started 2-10. We weren't supposed to be in the Western Conference Finals. And they came together as a team. It was a beautiful thing to see. And I think that next year, I think we could run it back. I think, like, dude, if you think about it, I think that they went like, I'm going to butcher this. I don't remember what it ended up with the new squad together, but the record was like, let's pretend it was like 15-6 with them together throughout this run. It's one of the best records in the NBA. So I think that, you know, next year, I think they keep the squad together. Who knows? Like we could potentially get a second ring.
Yeah, dude.
Could be sick. It was fun though. I had a great time covering. I got to go up to San Francisco. I got to see the Bay. I was going to go to Denver game 5, but we didn't go to game 5. But yeah, I thought the playoffs were an incredible time. I felt a lot of growth this year looking at my stuff from last year compared to now.
Do you have a highlight from this season?
Yeah, I have a few. I was going back through my archives as I'm coaching right now. So this is session 3, creator coach program. Let's fucking go. And I was showing some highlights the other day on the call, and I'm like, damn, dude, from last year, I was doing some stupid shit, not following the ball super well. So just kind of looking at that stuff. The clip that I got of Dennis Schroeder's freeze during the play-in is probably one of the most iconic shots I think I could have gotten this year. And it's just perfect. It's like one of my favorite shots I've ever got. Yeah, I think that's the one. That's the one. The freeze. LeBron and Dennis, you can see them like kind of in a line.
Well, dude, okay. The shot is fucking sick, but like, is making LeBron's record-breaking video not your highlight?
I forgot about that. That's definitely one of the highlights.
That's got to be like one of the best pieces you've made.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best pieces I've made. It's so weird because like it feels like the year feels like a blur because it feels like there was 4 seasons in one because we started off with like such a different team. Sure. And damn, 82 games, a lot of games. Yeah. So yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll this off season. I think it's gonna be a fun off season.
Dude, and you kind of went viral.
Oh, dude. I went viral, dude.
The kid went viral.
You just drop a milli bomb out of nowhere. I don't even know what's going on. I like look at reels, open it up. I'm like verified with 14K. I'm like, oh shit.
So I was gonna ask, dude, you're finally at 10K. Like, how does it feel? Has anything changed?
Actually, so I was in Air One, right? Yeah. Guy walks up, rolls out the red carpet. We've been expecting you. Like 3 people.
Nice.
Yeah. And then you'll never believe this. 505 pod listener, right when I walk in the door, I'm signing shirts. I'm like, they hand me my pressed juice. They said, your order is here. I have a smoothie now.
Wow.
And have my own smoothie in everyone. If you go and you ask for the BFIGGY smoothie, they'll throw out you.
What's in it?
It's like the Hailey Bieber smoothie, but it's blue. Same thing.
Okay.
I just kind of change it up.
Nice.
So if you like something, you just change it a little bit. You call it your own. So yeah, now it's like, it's been crazy.
It's like the same blue as the verification check on
Instagram.
Instagram.
And I tried to get into a club the other day, and there was a big line of people. I just walked to the front. I show them my Instagram. I say,
nice.
You guys see what's going on here? And they go, oh shit.
Yeah.
Come to the side. So get to going back to stuff now. That's been cool.
Welcome to the club, man.
I know it's cool to be here.
It was really, honestly, like, it was a little embarrassing living with you for the past like 2.5 years. Like, oh, who do you live with? And I was like, kind of like was trying to dodge the question. But now I'm like, dude, BFIGGY, look him up.
Yeah, you can show it
10K plus.
Feels good. We need to make we got a really funny video that we need to make now. Yeah. It's been in the works. It's kind of like it's a bit video, but you guys are going to think it's funny. So we'll post it hopefully in the next like 2, 3, 4 weeks, 7 weeks. But dude, you're back from Costa Rica. How was the land of Costa Rica?
First time there's unreal.
It was like a pyramid scheme summit thing that you were going to.
Yeah.
Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. I was actually going to talk to you, see if you wanted to sign up below me. We could seriously make some money. No. Yeah. I went to Costa Rica for a retreat, like a destination mastermind retreat. This girl, Celia, has this company called The Weekenders, and she runs these retreats for like high level entrepreneurs. And we had been following each other on Instagram for a minute, and she had been trying to get me out, and I just like hadn't been able to help her out and like go on any of these trips before. This one worked out, ended up being her last one, but she said this was like her favorite one. And went out there for like 3 days beforehand, met the other creators, and we all stayed in this really sick villa. Like the whole trip was comped, it was free, got to meet some amazing people. And then, so I got to know the creators really well. Austin and Matt, like super dope guys. We're going to keep working together on some stuff in the future, which is exciting. But when we did the actual like mastermind, these people who were on the retreat are all like crushing it in business, like 7-figure plus entrepreneurs. And I'm not around those kinds of people too often. I don't know about you.
I live in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to be like, no, I'm at fucking crypto.com, crazy entrepreneurs over there.
But you feel, what did you feel like you learned the most from being around a group of people like that are because they're all in different fields, right? It wasn't like all creators.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, most of them are making money online in some way. There was one guy, Brian, who's crushing it in real estate and actually doesn't make any money online, but that's what he was like going there for. He's like to try to learn how to make more money online. Some people were like automating using AI, like that's their business model, selling courses, coaching, all that kind of stuff. And it was crazy because there was 9 total people, only 2 were above the age of 30. Everybody else was like literally 28 or younger.
Young money,
crazy.
Man. Young people with bread. That's crazy. Good for them. It's awesome.
I would say the thing that I learned the most is how important it is to just like invest in yourself. Mm-hmm. There was a doctor there named David, and he was like one of the smartest dudes I've ever met. So he said, the man who chases 2 rabbits never catches one, meaning build one thing, make that thing grow before you focus on the next. And I was like, that's so interesting. I kept thinking about the pod the whole time I was there. We were doing like some goal setting, and most of my goals were about the podcast because I just want this thing to grow so bad.
Let's go.
But it was just like these people, they're less worried about like making money and more so just focusing on how they can like buy back their time and like just be able to do things that they want to do. They're like, if you're chasing the money, like you can always make more money. So that shouldn't be your purpose for doing what you want. You need to have a deeper purpose. And just like being around those people, man, everyone was like so cool, so genuine. It was just like a great experience. I feel like the trip for me came at a perfect time. Like
you're done with your job.
Done with touring. Mm-hmm. Got to go on this week vacation, was working a little bit, but like was way different. It was really funny because I wasn't sleeping a ton because we were like up late like shooting and then like transferring footage and kind of editing and then like waking up early for like yoga to like film yoga at like 6 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
classic.
I go, listen.
Yoga and bonsai bowls.
Exactly, right? Yeah. I was like, listen, like anything is better than like what I was doing touring. Like this is nothing. I'm used to being on little sleep. But overall, man, it was like a super incredible trip, and I feel rejuvenated, super inspired, and ready to get after it.
I think the summer, man, I'm excited. Keon's been under the underpass taking finals, and he's going to be back up with us in like 4 or 5 days. I just finished the season. You're done with Loud Luxury. I mean, we're excited to have our good friend Chase back right here next to us.
Chase is busy on a shoot now.
He's shooting for the boy. Like Chase is doing some cool stuff with Hyundai right now. He's been sending us some snaps. So he's on set for the next 2 days. So we had to put the team on our back. We miss you, Chase. We hope that you're, just crushing it on your shoot. But I think that this summer is going to be our time to put in so many hours into this, like our baby.
100%.
You guys don't even understand how many hours we put into the show, and we don't make any money off the show, yet. And it's awesome though, because your guys' messages, like it really fuels the fire for this operation to keep going. And it's like, just shout out to all of you that have left a review, subscribed. Like that is literally currency to us. You don't even understand how appreciative we are of that. So if you can right now, go throw us a little 5-star review. It helps the boys out a lot.
Dude, it's crazy how well the last episode did.
It's insane. Shout out to Lo.
Yeah, dude, I want to meet him.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a little something here. Maybe we get some people over for the finals or something. But you guys, that episode is our most downloaded ep by far.
Like crazy.
So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Lo. Appreciate him coming on and sharing his story. But I think that we should get into this Q&A.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so.
I'm excited about these questions. And the first one that I want to ask you is pretty funny. So this is from Lil Boy Jared. Okay.
Nice.
And he asked, do you ever take days off to just step back and live a normal day? It's from Lil Boy Jared. What do you think about that?
Days off.
I don't even know if that's in my vocabulary.
What does that mean?
I think that's when you don't do shit. You just kind of like,
oh, no.
You're not that kind of
guy.
guy.
Days off and Kostas Garcia don't really go together.
You okay?
Yeah. No, days off. No, definitely not. I would say like when I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking up in my cold tub so that I don't have to like get in it already. You know what I'm saying? It's like like 90% of the battle is mental. So like if you wake up in the cold tub, you don't have to like prep yourself to get in.
That whole step. Yeah.
And my cold tub's actually in my shower. So I'll turn the shower on, the cold shower will be hitting. So you get cold tub and cold shower. You're fully submerged. Anxiety's gone completely.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah. Hit a workout, run, meditate for like a couple hours. And that's just like, I don't want to get too far into like my morning routine.
Don't get too crazy.
But that's every day. And then on top of like just crushing content every single day. Yeah.
What can you do? And we all can't be Kostas Garcia.
Yeah, it's tough.
Thanks, brother, for your question. Okay.
But no, actually, days off are necessary.
They're important. You got to rejuvenate the body.
I think I take more days off than I work, to be honest with you, dude.
I think that every person though that you're going to ask will have a different answer for that. Yeah. You could argue about work life. Literally everything is made up. It's all made up. Seriously, it's work life balance is a made up word. Okay. If you feel like you're refreshed and that your buckets for your family, your friends, your relationships, your business and your sleep and your health are all checked.
Yeah.
I think you can do whatever it is that is for you.
Totally.
And I think you see different people are like, oh, I don't spend as much time with my family, but they're okay. That's a choice. That's a sacrifice that they've given to fill up the other bucket of whatever that's going to look like. So I think for every person, that's going to be a different answer. But at the end of the day, you're human, and there's going to be a point where if you're chugging, you're not doing all those other little buckets for your health, your sleep, you're going to burn out. You're not going to feel good. And then I think everything suffers. Your relationships suffer, friendships, whatever. It goes all down the line. So I think it's important to just figure out what it's going to look like for you. And that's part of life. I think that I'm still figuring that out. I don't think it's something that you ever really have fully figured out. It's something you're always kind of working at, Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I would even go as far as to say, for anyone doing anything creative, taking days off and doing nothing is vital. It's like important. You need to be doing that. Like, and I'm so, I'm guilty of feeling guilty when I'm doing nothing, just because you always feel like you can be doing more and you should be doing more. And if it's like, if you look at someone on social media who's like posting more than you, or looks like they're doing more than you or ahead of you, you're like, I can't take days off because like I need to get where they're going, or like I'm not where I want to be yet. But, and granted, for example, like Costa Rica, it refueled me and I feel like inspired again to work, but it doesn't need to be a whole freaking trip that you take. Like even just giving yourself an hour to go watch TV on the couch, or like take a walk, or like go watch the sunset, doing something where you're like not doing anything work related, taking a whole day to be like, you know what? There's some days I wake up and I'm like, I ain't got it today. And I'm just like, all right, fuck it. Like I'll get them tomorrow. And I think that's important. You got to listen to your body, and like the days off are necessary.
100%. This is question number 2 from J Solo Photo. How did each of you practice video to get somewhat good at the start? J Solo, I got a thing for you, man. You're going to suck in the beginning. Everybody sucks, dude. And I saw something the other day. I really want to relay this message to you guys. And like when you start out, right, you make your first graphic, your first video, you take your first set of pictures, right? To you in that very beginning stage, that's like all that matters in life. It's so important to you. Like that first post is huge. It's like this big thing. But once you've made, I've made literally thousands of videos. I couldn't give a single shit about the first like, 500 that I made, because they're not good, and they were just purely to practice and to get, into a rhythm and kind of figure out what the heck I'm doing and like what all the settings do, how they affect your camera. And so in the beginning, I would say to throw out the concept in your head of like, oh, I'm trying to get good and I'm just trying to make stuff, whatever it's going to be. So like try to throw out all of your judgment, even though that's very easy, way easier said than done, but try to just get things out that you like, because I think that if you do that, you're going to have more longevity. If you're super hard on yourself and you're like, my photos don't look like Kostas' concert photos, or like my photos don't look like Braden's sports videos. My sports videos, I've shot so many more basketball games than you probably, and so like you shouldn't expect to be at the top of your game. And if you get into that comparison game with other people, you're going to go down a very lonely road that I don't think you want to be on. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, when I was first starting out, like I picked up a camera for fun. Like I practiced just because I was skateboarding with my buddies and wanted to make some videos purely for fun. So what, like the way I like practiced, it wasn't for like clients or anybody else besides myself. It was something that I did purely out of enjoyment. My friends skated. I was like, I want to film that. Or, GoPros came out and I was like, I'm going on a ski trip. I'm going to take it. And it was purely out of enjoyment, purely something that I did for fun. And by doing that and getting the reps in, I was practicing. Yeah. But I would also say, when you see something that inspires you, let's say you watch a video or you come across a photographer's work that you really enjoy, taking inspiration from their work and saying like, oh, I remember when Sam Colder was popping off, I was like, I'm going to try to make a video and incorporate that transition that I saw, or like figure out how to do that. Something I think you have to be careful about when you're first starting out is, let's say you do learn like a new editing technique, a transition, whatever it may be. It's really easy to overuse it when you first learn a new thing. So just be wary of that. But I think the best way to practice is to like go out and shoot, and either you have a plan or you don't. Let's say you're just taking a walk around the block, taking photos, great. But also like maybe have some intention when you go out to shoot for fun. If you see someone's work that you like, be like, you know what, I want to try to make a video like that just for practice. Yeah,
or do an activity. I didn't even answer the question, but like I vlogged on YouTube. Yeah. I was making fitness vlogs, and that was how I practiced. And then I remember after like 8 months of making those fitness vlogs, someone from school saw them and wanted, besides the people that were making fun of me, this one random person was like, hey, I want to hire you to do something like these edits in your videos. And so that's kind of what sparked my, I could do this for a job, So anything that you have, I feel like at your disposal, whether your friends can go to the beach, whatever, on a little hike,
100%.
This is from our good friend Evan Anderson, good friend of the pod, Astro Bro. Pros and cons of living in LA as a creative. I'll go with a con first, and you hit me with a pro. It's super expensive here. And number 2, con, the best of the best people live here. So it's pro and a con, because you're like not only around really successful people, it's like motivating, but at the same time you're competing with the best people because they live here, Pro, I would say just a shitload of opportunity and the ability to network with other creatives.
And then on top of that, just the weather. I mean, the weather's been shit literally the last like 5-6 months, but living in an area with good weather helps your mental. You know what I'm saying?
That Eugene, Oregon rain.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, dude. Here, this is the finer things in life.
I would also say something that's sick about LA and just kind of like Southern California, or just kind of California in general, is like we have the beach, we have the mountains, we have city, we have desert. Like you can really go shoot at a bunch of different locations that that a lot of other cities or even states just like don't have to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. This is from Will George. If you could go into a new area of filmmaking, what would it be? I know mine off the top of my head. I would go film orcas, dude. I would be like the orca filmmaker guy.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be my thing. I think that would be so fun. What would your thing be?
Wait, are you getting in the water? Are you shooting from a drone?
Like me and the orcas, I'm like one with the, I'm like part of the pod.
Okay,
you know, I'm like part. Like,
love that.
I'm like the 13th whale, but a very much smaller version. You know.
I would love to film surfing.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah, something with the water.
Yeah. In it, like physically in it, or from the beach. I feel like it'd be so hard to tread water, and get a smooth, crispy shot. The surf guys are different, dude. They're great swimmers, obviously.
I think I would stick to maybe staying on shore from a boat and maybe like find a dude who's like sick at being in the water. I think it'd be fun to get in there from time to time, but like those guys who are in the water at Pipeline, crazy, dude.
Different breed of people.
But yeah, I think I've never shot anything like with underwater housing, obviously besides a GoPro, but like I've never shot like surfing. I think that would be really fun.
Let's go. Social strategy for 2023 for beginners. This is from Monique Harbaugh. And I think that right now, if I was you, Monique, this is what I would do. Okay. I would figure out what you have time for in your week, because this is going to vary depending on how much time you have.
Yeah.
I would start with the vertical stuff. I would start with TikTok and Reels, because it's going to get you the most free potential growth for organic content, and you can post the same shit on YouTube Shorts as well, so you can simultaneously grow Shorts, TikTok, and Reels kind of all at the same time. And I would focus on vertical at this exact moment right now, when you're listening to this. And I would just post the things that you're passionate about, or figure out if you're someone that's trying to maybe sell something or sell a service, figure out the people that you want to help and how you can provide value to those people, and start giving them content based off of the questions that you might get about your business, or like inquiries, things like that. And I think you can start to figure out, like, you know, if you're a lawyer, what are the most common questions you get from people? Oh, this happened in my car. Okay, whatever. And you make content for those people. Then they'll be like, oh, when I get in an accident or something, I'm going to call this lawyer guy. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do.
On top of that, I would say try a bunch of different types of videos, dabble with like answering questions, making vlogs, day in the life, giving tips and tricks, whatever it may be. Try a bunch of different things and see what performs well and what you enjoy making, and stick with that. And then also, going back to what you were saying about the time, like it depends on how much time, try to choose 1 or 2 days a week and dedicate that to creating content, as opposed to, because obviously you want to post as consistently as possible. In an ideal world, you're posting every day. If you can carve out, you know, a few hours on like a Monday or a Tuesday, shoot all of your content and edit it and bulk your content, that allows you to stay more consistent when posting.
That's facts. Okay, Kostas, this is from Austin Farmer. What clothes do you wear on set? What's too formal and what's too casual?
Okay. Well, I literally would wear the same pair of pants when I was shooting concerts every time. And then I would wear like a beater pair of Air Force Ones, or the Reeboks, like the old school Reeboks. I'm actually wearing them right now. Check them out.
Yep. Throw those things up there. Throw them up there. Get flexy. Yep. Show them. Those are cool.
Yeah, Brayden can't afford these ones. These bad boys are sick.
Yeah, you're right. I just can't afford them.
Oh, shit. Flex on me, dog. So yeah, my uniform was like a baggier pair of black cargo pants, just to not be tied down by like skinny jeans. Skinny jeans are out and they're hard to walk around.
Not the vibe anymore. If you're rocking skinny jeans, go get those things at Goodwill and go get some looser pants.
A comfortable pair of shoes that I was okay with like getting stepped on. I didn't really care. and then just a black shirt. Sometimes I'd have a graphic, sometimes not. But when it comes to concerts, always all black. I remember the first show I did, I had a gray shirt, like this really cool, sick gray shirt. And the tour manager was like, cool shirt, but we only wear black if you're part of the crew. And I was like, okay, gotcha. Yeah. So pretty much all black.
I think if it's funny because I did a shoot not too long ago for an ad agency and I was like rocking my all black fit. I pull up to set, dude, this was like a fashion show. If you guys are wearing fur, the photographer's got on a fuzzy hat and a fur coat. I'm like, what is going on here? You know? So I think that it's actually changing for like the marketing and ad people. I noticed that they actually use, they kind of use a set almost as like a, it's like a way to express themselves and kind of like show off their personality a little bit. I personally always am rocking all black, and that's what when we rock 505 stuff, all black. Sketch Boy Hours hat, obviously Sketch Boy Hours hoodie. At NBA games and whatnot, though, I try to wear like a cool pair of sneakers because it's kind of like the culture of the NBA. Yeah, like everyone's got a cool pair of sneaks on. A black pair of Lululemon pants or Nike Tech pants, like that are kind of like that silky,
something comfortable.
Yeah, dude, because you want to be able to be flexible, you know.
And then, you might get caught in the game. So
I might get tapped. I might get tapped in, and I want to be ready for my moment, so I could just pull them off, you know. And then I just rock like a hoodie or whatever like the team is rocking.
Yeah, you have a full Lakers uniform underneath.
I'm like, I'm ready for whatever moment. That's funny.
I would also say I don't shoot a lot of events. I think with concerts and sports, you're rocking all black. If you're shooting events, depending on how fancy the event is, I would always say like go all black for sure, regardless. But like if you're shooting an event that's maybe a little bit nicer, maybe go with like a black button down. You never got to be in a fucking like suit.
I don't even think like if you shoot a wedding, you don't got to be in a suit. I remember when I was shooting weddings, I would just wear like a button up, like a dressier pair of pants, and then like sneakers because like I need to be moving around. I'm not the guy, you know, in the suit. But I also think it's, you know, it's better to be, if you're there like a formal event, go maybe a little over rather than in a t-shirt than under. That's just me, but whatever.
Thoughts on rocking just like a black polo for a wedding?
Yeah, sure. Cool. I don't. Yeah. Okay. This is from our good friend Daniel Rodriguez, who also just bought a home. So shout out to him.
Really?
Full-time creator, bought himself a house in Arizona. Shout out Daniel. What do you do on your downtime, not video related? I'm in my room, dude, taking care of the fish tank. I love that fish tank, dude. Got a saltwater coral fish tank. So nice. You think about Australia, Great Barrier Reef, in my room. That's what we're working with. What do you do in your downtime?
In my downtime, again, like I don't know what he means by downtime.
It's hard for you. It doesn't really, like, it just doesn't.
I'm fucking grinding.
Not in your vocab list, dude.
No, I'm probably getting big in the gym just because Brandon over here is looking small. Just like lifting a lot of weights and like a lot of deadlifts. No, in all seriousness, kicking it. Like for example, like this weekend I went to EatCon, which was fun. I finally got my weekends back, dude. So doing fun things on the weekend. The weather's about to warm up. Go to the beach. Maybe play some spike ball. Play some beach volleyball. Surf a little bit.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickle. I need to get into that. We should do that.
We're gonna do that.
Man, like I'm still taking photos for fun. You know what I'm saying? Traveling a little bit. Oh, my favorite thing to do would probably be to cook. Like I love to try new recipes. You see me chefing.
Yeah, I see him chefing. Yeah. Okay. This is from J1B Sam. Talk to us about your high school self for some of your viewers getting ready to graduate high school.
God, dude.
Start me off. What do you got?
So sick in high school, man. I can't help but smile thinking about just young Costas just killing it. No, man. I had like Bieber hair, like the classic Justin Bieber haircut.
I had it before he had it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I had it way before that dude had it. He made it popular, but I was like, we forgot. You guys were making fun of me for having a bowl cut. Fucking bastards, dude.
Me in high school, man, I played baseball, similar to you, right?
Baseball and wrestled.
Nice. Yeah, I played baseball. Didn't really have many friends. I was kind of like a little bit of a loner, and but I was still like cool. And then got along with everybody, like got decent grades. And dude, you know, I was trying to remember like in high school, like what did I do on weekends? And it's like went to parties like here and there, and then like I guess like had baseball games on the weekend, but like nothing too crazy.
I feel like I was just doing, I was just wrestling all the time. But I think in high school that I thought that when little things would happen to me, or like in hindsight in my head, they were like big things.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like the end of the freaking world, and that like everything was collapsing. Like I was never going to recover. How will I financially recover from this? And like, oh, I failed this test. Like I'm not going to get into my dream school. And I think that for kids in high school that might be listening to this, like, dude, at the end of the day, man, you can control what you can control. Yeah. So try to do your best in school. Be nice to everybody that you meet, seriously, because you have no idea where your classmates are gonna go off, and you might be in a meeting one day and be like, oh my gosh, like, and if you're nice to everybody, you're probably gonna get the job, and it's just gonna make the world a better place. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think that like, just enjoy yourself. Fucking life's short, dude. You know, once you're out of college, or if you don't go to college and you start like, once you work, like you're working, dude. Yeah. You're like in this force of like, I wouldn't call it like, I don't want to call it the rat race, but you're working, dude. You're like, you're going to shoots, or you're doing your job, whatever. So like in high school, enjoy it with your friends. Yeah. Be with your family, because once you leave your home, your childhood home, you're not going to see your family as much, you know? And it's kind of a weird thing to think about. I saw this graph the other day on Twitter talking about like how much time you spend with your family, and then as soon as you move out or whatever, it just, obviously it makes sense, but it completely drops off. And so like, try to enjoy that time and just be young, dude. Have fun. Go to the bonfire, go to those senior events. Like, that's what I would say.
Nice.
Yeah. This is from Ryan W. Lucas, part of the Creator Coach program. Let's go, Ryan. Thoughts on older creators, 40 years plus, tips for us from your young ass perspective.
I would say if you're an older creator, lean into your life experience and the knowledge you've garnered over the past 40, 50 plus years. Someone that comes to mind is Peter McKinnon.
Shout out Peter McKinnon.
He was older when he started making YouTube, but just the way he came about and did his videos, like you could tell he just had so much knowledge about his craft. And he was just like this likable older dude. He felt like your dad teaching you about photography and video. So I would say like a piece of advice would just be something that you have on younger creators is like life experience, and lean into that. Yeah.
And I think that like, you know, at the end of the day, we're all learning, trying, failing, and all of these apps, and like making all these videos and whatnot. So just embrace it. Embrace like this time of trying new things, you know, and like not putting too much pressure on yourself to be perfect or to not fail, because I think that at the end of the day, like if you're not failing at stuff, you're probably not pushing yourself, you know? So like kind of embracing into that and like, all right, you know, screw it. Let's just like go out and try things that I want to do. And I think Ryan, I'm pretty sure, got into filmmaking later on, like in his thing. He's a power lineman, actually, just given Ryan's life story, but he's a power lineman. And I think that like, that is such an interesting thing. I remember when I was telling him, I was like, dude, not as many people get to see the perspective of like of that job, and so you have a cool opportunity now to film that and like explain the stories and like how dangerous it could be, and all the different things about your job that make it different than you know, a guy that's an accountant or something.
That's so true.
Yeah, I'd lean into that, lean into the things that you've done and that he's experienced in his, what do you say, in his over 40 years of life.
Yeah, it's crazy. I would also say, going back to what you were saying is, don't be afraid to try new things, and try not to get in that mindset of like when TikTok came out and you're like, I'm not hopping on that app. That's for like younger kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like embrace it.
Embrace the new shit that comes out. It'll be interesting to see. I feel like me and you have a pretty good like pulse on culture, in the sense of like if a new app comes out, we're going to like try it out. But try not to get stuck in like your way. Kind of be like open-minded when you're going about maybe trying new things.
I like it. This is from our good friend K Scott. How do you personally navigate hypocritical / negative feedback? I'll tell you this is something that I figured out a long time ago. It's that most clients don't understand how to give good feedback. So you know, you guys have probably gotten an email like, I don't like this. That's not helpful to me or to you. So what I like to do in the beginning of a relationship, because it is a relationship at the end of the day with these clients, is you say, hey, you know, I just want to have a call and talk to you guys about how we give feedback with our company. And I think if you have a call with them and you say, hey, this is an example of really good feedback. Hey, at 02, I don't like this shot. I would like it replaced with this shot that I know that we took that day. An example of bad feedback is I don't like this, fix it. No, we're not going to play the game of like, I go fix stuff and I send it back. Oh, I don't like it, whatever. No, we're not going to do that. So giving them good, you're literally training them on the best way to work with your company. And if they've worked with other people and they've, developed maybe bad habits, you got to figure that out before you start sending them stuff. Cause then if you're the editor or your editor is going to be really sad when they get an essay of notes. And I think that that'll just help streamline the process for your business or for you as a freelancer.
Yeah. I think that's really good advice. Also, let them know right off the bat if like you wait for multiple rounds of feedback and they're kind of taking digs at you or whatever it may be. It's just tough. Like address it earlier on rather than later on.
Yeah, I think so too. And realize that a lot of the time, like I used to be so married to my V1, right? Just make a director's cut. At the end of the day, they're paying for the video.
Totally.
Right? Or they're paying for the photos or the way they're edited, whatever. So just do the changes. You can always advise and say, hey, I think it should be like this. But if they don't want it like that, don't try and full court press them on your opinion because it doesn't matter, dude. You already have your sick video in your vault of like to be able to post, This is from Joe Urena. What do you do when you have a creative block or uninspired, Kostas? What do you do?
I try to get out of my daily routine. If I'm in a rut, if I'm feeling uninspired, it's probably because I'm just like going through the motions. You don't, again, have to take like a full-on trip, but let's say you've been in the house all day, like get out of the house, fucking consume some other people's content, whether it's going on Pinterest or watching someone who you like, their YouTube videos, picking up a book, like journaling, getting out of your head. You're hitting another 10.
That was
10.
Lefty just for fun.
That was crazy,
and
dude.
That was not my best work, but not bad.
That was pretty good. Lefty's pretty impressive.
Lefty's tough.
But yeah, I would just say, man, like get out of the house, get out of your daily routine, go experience something new. And if you can, honestly, like fucking take a trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And don't be kind of like what we were going back to about taking days off. Like if you're in a creative rut, don't be afraid to be like, dude, you know what? I'm not going to pick up the camera for a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of,
you got it. English, please.
I had a stroke. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, go experience some new things, go have some fun and come back to my work.
Completely
later.
Agree. I just step away, come back when I think that I'm ready. Matt.
Oh, wait.
Tell me what's up.
Buy new camera gear.
Buy new stuff.
Yeah, buy new stuff.
Invest. There it is. Matt Galampo says, what do you do during the off season? It's kind of interesting because I feel in a way that working in sports is almost like being a teacher, but you're paid throughout the off season, right?
Sure.
And so like a lot of the off season is just kind of meeting, going over what worked that year, going over what didn't work well. How can we be better as a team? And then you're really prepping for the camp to start, and it's pretty crazy how fast it does start back up. So you get a little bit of a break. Like right now we're in a break, and especially if your team's not as good, you get a bigger break. And then, you get ready for training camp, kind of get your assets under control. Maybe you're going to change the look and feel of the content. Maybe you're investing in new gear. We just kind of had like a meeting about stuff we could buy for the off season. So that was kind of cool. And then we're just getting ready to rock and roll for the next season.
Are they buying any new gear?
We're buying cool shit. A lot of cool stuff. I was just throwing stuff on the list that I like.
You should tell them that they need one of those like robots.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Like $250,000.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we need this. It'll be really sick.
Yeah, I'm really trying my hardest. Austin Rayfield, creators that you consume.
I watch a lot of BFIGGY and Chase Aroni.
I've been watching Sam Newton stuff. I like Sam.
Yeah,
Sam, shout out Sam. Sam made a really cool like my year video. You guys should go check it out.
He's really good.
Sam's good, dude. Honestly, like not even to just like, fucking talk about the guys we've had on the pod, but I really do enjoy their stuff. Dude, Lowe's a great creative. Like seriously, I
took a deep dive into Lowe's stuff, bro.
He's a beast.
I'm inspired.
Yeah, he's great.
Sick.
Casey Neistat, Dan Mace. What's the guy that's the older dude? Create More Studio. What's his name? Make Art Now. He's not old, but like Make Art.
Oh yeah,
Now.
he's cool.
I like this new dude that I found on TikTok, Adrian Purr. I think it's Oh My God, Adrian.
Yeah,
we need to get him on the pod bad.
He said he's down.
Yeah, he'd be a great guest. I love Jacob Owens.
Yeah.
I like Christian Guzman sometimes, even though I'm like, you know, off my swole grind. Like, I don't know. I feel like I have some of those people that are just like comforting that I'm just like, let me just check in on what they're up to. And yeah, you just watch some of that stuff.
Dude, you know who I like to watch?
Huh.
It's almost like a guilty pleasure. Nelk.
Oh, really?
Dude, like...
I've watched some of my friend Sean is an editor for them. We went to school together. And so I do like to support him and go check out his stuff because he's editing or shooting a lot of that stuff.
Dude,
you watch the Amish one? Was it funny?
It's like, I didn't watch the whole thing and I was like consuming mainly like clips, but just like hilarious, dude.
Their characters.
Nelk's pretty funny. I also was doing like a deep dive on Kai Cenat. I think because Lo was talking about him.
Streamer.
He's really funny. And then a comedian whose podcast I really like is Andrew
Schultz.
Yes.
I like Cody Ko's stuff. Forgot about him. I love just 20-30 minute video watching his
also,
shit.
Speaking of Cody Ko,
Tell me.
Almost Friday. Have you seen their stuff? They do bits. They're so fucking funny, dude. You guys should go check them out.
That's good stuff.
I'll show you after.
This is from Williams J. What are your typical quotes or price ranges? Okay, Williams J, this is going to be super different from anybody that you ask, right? Everyone's going to have a different number. Tell you, like, out here, I'm not going to go bring my really expensive camera and all the setup stuff for less than my day rate's $3,000 to get me out to come out and shoot. Okay, if I'm going to come out and like that is literally just to shoot, that's nothing else, it's just to shoot stuff, that's what I'm going to charge you. And I think that out here it's going to vary anywhere from like, dude, you could find someone for $400, $200, $250 to come out and help you with stuff. Obviously the quality as you get higher up on that list, and I'm not even of a high number out here, dude. There's guys that are getting like ridiculous DPs are getting like 20K a day out here for like movie people, dude, right? You know, so I think that it just depends who you ask, and it also depends on the client. I like to say though that I don't ever tell clients like, oh, this is my day rate for this, right? It's on a per project basis because I'm not the one doing every piece of the project. I'm not producing it. I'm not coloring it. I'm not maybe editing it. So it's going to vary depending on the project and what it's used for, why they need the project, all those different, the deliverables, all the different assets and whatnot. So it's going to change every time. It's not be like, oh, I only charge $1,000 for a video or whatever.
But long story short, you're not walking out that door for less than $3,000.
I want some money, dude. I paid so much money for that camera. We got to pay it back off. What do you do? What do you think?
3,000. You could get me out the door for, depending, just to shoot, probably like 1,500 to 2,000, depending on what it is.
And what it is, yeah.
But
price goes up if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess, and I say that because I don't have, I think, as much experience of being on like a bigger production. But I would say like 2,500, I would say is like in my ballpark pocket for like shooting, like full day rate, no editing or anything like that.
Okay. This is a great question from Colsarver Media. What's a good set of photo and video deliverables for a 3K a month retainer client? Okay, that's a great question. I think I'm going to make this easy on ourselves, and I'm just going to do short form stuff, like vertical things. I'm not going to do anything wide that's like longer. I think in $3,000 range, you could maybe do 5 to 7 vertical pieces of content, vertical videos. And then I think personally, like a set of like a handful of photos, whether that be like 15-ish, 20 edited stills. I think you could get it. This is so dependent on where you live, who the client is, and how much like what they're using this content for, right? $3,000 might be one video out here that's 30 seconds long, for just someone to edit, you know? So this kind of changes depending on the size of this client and like, you know what I mean? And also what they need. I have no idea that's the thing, guys, right? Like I'm telling you, oh, they could use 5, it depends on what they need. If they're like, oh, hey, we need photo content to run for our ads. Okay, then we're not going to give you video content. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. You know, so I like the question. Shout out Cole. He's a homie, but like, I don't love being able to answer this properly because I don't think I can. I don't think I can be like, oh, five short form pieces of content. But that's just kind of like what popped into my head.
I'll give you an example. I think I could answer this question maybe like let's say a gym
Okay.
came to me, or a clothing brand came to me, and they said, hey, our monthly budget is $3,000. What can you give us? Photo, video, deliverables. Let's just take a gym, for example.
Okay.
Like, I could probably give you, like you said, about 15 to 20 photos. Let's say you shoot once a week. I'm going to give you...
Or once a month, you mean? Would you shoot once a month for them or twice a month?
No, $3K a month retainer. Let's say you shoot once a week at a gym.
Okay.
I could give you anywhere from 1 to 2 videos and let's say like 5 stills.
Per session.
So let's say, yeah, I would say for 3K, you could give them anywhere from like, I would probably stick to like 1 video personally, but like depending on the client, maybe you give
what
them
their
like
needs are.
Anywhere from 4 to 8 videos a month and anywhere from 15 to 30 stills. I know that's a wide range, but it depends on like the client and like kind of where you're at. If you're kind of just starting out, 3K might feel like a lot more, but if you're a little bit more well established, like 3K might not seem like a ton. But yeah, I would say anywhere between like 4 to 8 vids, anywhere between like 1 to 2 a week, and then anywhere from like 5 to 7 or 8 stills per week.
Also depends on how long and how intricate these videos are. You know what I mean?
But I like what you were saying, going off of like a 15 to 30 second like Instagram
like
reel
that's
or TikTok.
probably like about what I would say. Chase wants to know, when it comes to sweatsuits, Aime, Leon, Dore, or essentials, I just think it's important to say that it just matters if it fits you. You know, it just matters if it fits you.
You guys, poor Chase, you know, listen, man, the kid's trying.
He's trying to get swag.
He's trying to get swag.
ALD. He's got an ALD. He's got an ALD sweatsuit.
Which I don't blame him, because when you're around like big dogs like us rocks, like you're more motivated to step up the drip.
Yeah, definitely.
And the poor guy didn't understand how like the baggy shit is kind of in.
And how sizing works.
Dude,
if you're above 6 feet.
He's 6'3" buying a medium. And I'm like, hey man, I wear a large.
Yeah, I wear a large or an XL.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chase, let's get you on that XL, maybe 2X vibe, dude.
And then he overcompensated and was like, you know what? I got the hoodie. I got to get the sweatpants too. He's like, I maybe went a little bit too small on this sweatshirt. So I got to like get a bigger size for the pants. But if you know anything about how like sizing with the sweatpants and shorts work, is like you go oversized on top and then you're going to probably go a little bit smaller. So man, he got his sizing mixed up.
It's okay,
but it's all good, dude. He's trying.
It happens.
He got ALD sweatpants.
Yeah.
There's a sweatsuit, and that's all that matters.
This is from our good friend Louis Barrett across the pond. Apart from a camera and lens, what's the next best investment for a videographer?
I'm going to say either a mic or lights, but probably a mic.
I think mic, because my motto is the 4 things that make a great video: video, audio, color, story. And so audio being like one of the big 4 for me.
Swag is 5.
Swag's 5. I forgot 5. My bad. 5th. Yeah. So I think that's one of the ones that I would invest in. And you don't even need to go. I was talking to someone last night about this. Like, just go get one of the cheaper entry-level Rode microphones.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't think you guys should go spend money on a shit mic is because, one, audio is really easy to mess up. And if someone has bad audio, they're immediately going to swipe away. You ever been on TikTok? You swipe, someone has a bad audio with a little tiny mic. You're like, this is terrible. My ears are crying. So invest in a good high quality mic. You never want to buy stuff twice that you don't have to.
Yeah.
So, try and invest, save up your money a little bit, spend a little bit extra, get a nicer brand for that stuff. That's what I would do. Phoenix Sunsource says, what's your day-to-day schedule like as a creative? I wish I had a direct schedule, but it fluctuates every week. Like last week, we didn't know if we were gonna go to SF, and then on Tuesday I get hit up, like we win game 3, and they're like, or game 4, you're like, you're going to SF. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I just pack my shit, and then like we leave to the airport the next day at like 10 a.m. So I feel like every week during the year my schedule is fluctuating a ton, because it's like we're trying to figure out when we're gonna pod, when the 3 of us, our schedules can line up. I'm doing coaching calls in the evenings sometimes. If we pick something up as a squad, like that's great. I would love to literally have now the summer, dude, I'm gonna get swole,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get swole. I'm gonna let
You sure?
I'm gonna let you have a little bit of
Yeah.
rain, and then I'm gonna tighten it up.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to start going to the gym again. That makes me feel good and feel happy, feel healthy. So I would like to have more of a consistent schedule, but I'd be lying to you if I said that there was any consistency in what I do right now. And it kind of stresses me out, to be honest. I won't even lie. I wish I had that in my life right now. I feel off. Right now a little bit.
I think both of us thrive off of having like a set schedule.
Yeah.
I'll say this, like, again, being freelance, each day is different because some days you have shoots, some days you don't. Some days you're going to be out of the house more. Some days you're in the house editing. Some days you don't really feel like working. But what I will say is I kind of have a loose routine. Like, I'll wake up, I drink my coffee. I like to read and journal in the morning, make myself a good breakfast, shower, try to make my bed. I'm getting back into the gym. I like to work out more so in like before noon. I'm getting the most, like, my work, the bulk of my work probably done between like 11 and like 5. I don't like to work late into the night. I like to give once that sun goes down for me, I'm kind of like checked out. So yeah, every day kind of like varies, but I will say there are like a few non-negotiables and things that I do every single day. Sometimes I do them earlier in the day. Sometimes I do them later. But yeah, kind of varies.
What do you think about landscape photography, RDS Black? I don't really know what I think about landscape photography. I think it's real pretty. I think it's pretty stuff, dude. Let's go. Yeah. I don't know though. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool stuff.
I think that landscape photography, more so than any other genre of photography or even video for that matter, you're so at the mercy of what the world is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mother Nature.
You might go to a really sick lookout spot and it might be super cloudy, or you might have the best sunset of your entire life, and your shot and how it's going to turn out is so determinant on the conditions that are going on in your like location. You don't really get that if you're in a, you know, in an arena filming Lakers or at a concert. But I think that like the probability of you getting like a banger shot is so much more out of your control than any other type of.
It's really interesting to think about.
Photography.
Yeah, I think I started not doing landscape photography, but doing travel videography, and like I love that stuff. So I was like going on trips and stuff with people that only did photos, and they were showing me like how they bracket stuff. Yeah, it's really landscape photography is way harder. It's not just like, oh, that's not it. Yeah. These guys go crazy in Photoshop and in Lightroom. They do crazy stuff to make it happen.
I would also say it's a much slower process. To get a banger landscape shot, like you're more likely than not going to have it set up on a tripod. Like you're thinking about the composition a lot more. I feel like for what me and you do, like me having done the concerts and you doing sports, it's so much more just like run and gun, shooting, just try to get the shot onto the next. I think it's a much slower process with landscape.
Definitely. Minlu_11, who are the creators that you want to work with? I'd cry if I got to work with Casey Neistat.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick.
That'd be my guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who I would like to work with. Definitely Casey. There's a director named Edgar Stevens, I believe is his last name. He runs a production company called Blank Studios. I've been following him for a minute, and he's a director. And he started off shooting Russ for free, and he's like turned his production company into like one of the biggest. And he's young. His energy is just so infectious. It would be so sick to be on set with him. He's one of like the more, I would say, like traditional media kind of guys, not like social media influencers or social media content creators. But I just like love his energy, and I think he'd be sick to be around. Someone I'd love to have on the podcast for sure. I'd love to work with Peter McKinnon. Like any of those OGs. YouTubers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you
for sure.
Kimmy Elias would love to know more about different creative contracts with sports teams. From what I've heard, you're either full-time salary with a team, right? You're either with like a news publication, like LA Times, Getty, OC register, whatever it's going to be. And that's how they get access to the game. So they're shooting photo content for the stories of the writers of this publication. And then you have some like third-party sources like Bleacher Report. What I will say though is the best access comes from being with the team. So like if you're not with the team, you're never going in the locker room. You're never going in the back. You're never going to see those more intimate moments. And as far as pay goes for contracts, you're either salary, right? You're either hourly. I found that most of my creative friends that I talk to that are in the NBA, in the NFL, they're all salary. They're not hourly. And then if you're working as a contract, like with any of these leagues, I've found that it's usually not a very high day rate. And so I think that it's much more beneficial to you and worth your time. If you want to just do that on the side and maybe leverage it, sure. But it's not something I would say you're not going to be contracted by any sports team and probably make what you want to make a living. You'd probably have to do that and do something else. If you like love sports to death and you're like, I just want a contract, I don't want to be full time with them. But if you're full time, yeah, you could totally. That's how that would go. Yeah. Okay. Leg day _workout. What Kostas is not working on. They asked the question: best way to brand your video business if you never want to be the front face of the brand. That's a great question.
Oh shit! Best way to brand your video business if you never want to front face the brand. What do you think?
I think that, one, I think you're leaving stuff on the table if you're not front facing. I think you're leaving a little bit of bread on the table because I think that people connect with people. And so like, I think that like a lot of the inquiries that I've gotten and from friends that I've talked to, the reason why they get reached out to brands is because someone from the brand's team and marketing or whatever sees a piece of content. They go, I like this person. I think we should work with them, And so I don't think it's end all be all because there's fuck ton of production studios in Los Angeles that I have no idea who the founder is. They're just like blah, blah, blah name. Right. And I think that comes from feeling out, one, who's your target audience? Are you going after the Equinoxes of the world? Are you going after the Louis Vuittons, the most premium brands? Are you going after the brands in the middle? So figuring out who it is that your target audience is and making stuff that looks and feels like the content that those people and those brands are posting. And that's kind of like branding, right? Is literally, if I say the Kostas Garcia, what is the first thing that pops into your head? Small, right? Right off the bat. That's branding, right? That the what I think and what I feel about the brand when it's said, like that's how you think about the brand. Louis Vuitton, like Apple, premium, high quality, sleek, whatever, right? That's what branding is doing. So if you want to work with different types of brands, if you want to work with the outdoorsy brands, I shouldn't make stuff that looks like Apple's content, right? And so just thinking about how you can produce content, you don't ever have to be in the stuff, but your website should look and feel like the people that you want to go after. Your social should look and feel like the people that you want to go after. And so when they say, Kith, I'm thinking of the store on Rodeo. I'm thinking expensive, high-end luxury, right? I'm thinking of all the different brands that Kith brings into those stores. And that's what I would do.
I think it's really good advice.
Right? Okay.
I don't really have anything else to say.
Good shit. That. Okay. All right. Next up, Matt ABDO. When do you leave the 9 to 5 to go full-time freelance?
Fucking ASAP, dog. Fuck that shit. No, I'm kidding. I would say leave your 9 to 5 to go full freelance once you have enough of a portfolio and you've built your network up enough, and you maybe have a few retainer clients lined up to where you feel confident enough in yourself to be able to match when you quit your 9 to 5, match in your freelance business what you're making 9 to 5 or close. And if you're able to make close to what you're making at your 9 to 5, quitting your 9 to 5 and going full time in freelance opens up more time 100%. For you to focus on being freelance. But I would say wait until you have more ducks in a row than like just jumping.
I couldn't agree more. I'm more of a, it's not risk averse is the word that I'm looking for, but I would say I'm more on the side of like, let me get everything lined up. Then I would take the leap, So like you said, I would get like 6 months of expenses, at least 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, definitely save up for sure.
Get 3 or 4 months of rent and your car payment, whatever, like food, and get that saved up, and then kind of make it into a spreadsheet, like crunch the numbers of like, okay, if I quit and every client left me, how long could I last? And maybe that'll light a little bit of fire under your ass and you'll be prepared for that. Matt again, best piece of gear you do not regret buying? This podcast mic, dude, because this fucking community is amazing, and I'm so happy that we're doing the pod. Makes me really happy every week.
And these mics are expensive.
These are really nice mics. This is an investment, dude.
And we can use them for our personal TikToks and Instagram vids.
Would you say the same? Were you saying the mic too?
Best piece of gear you don't regret buying? I don't know if this is really camera gear, but probably my AirPod Maxes, because Brandon doesn't have a pair and they're really sick.
He's still borrowing his mom's headphones. How do you get past TikTok/IG vid compression? Johnny Galjor. Dude, like there was literally a year. I don't know if you guys remember this. Okay. There was a period of time when I first had met you where this girl was going viral on TikTok because her fucking camera had an or the guy that was filming this girl dancing had an f1.8 lens, and TikTok was like, that's on an 8K camera. And I'm like, dude, like, are you kidding me? This is what's going viral now. So I remember I went outside and tried to do a video at f1.8, and I uploaded every damn day, and it would compress. And I could not figure out what the TikTok gods wanted. I watched all these guys' videos on YouTube, and I genuinely still don't know, which is so frustrating. But I think that my stuff now looks really good, but it also has the high quality video option. And we've kind of messed around with different bit rates. I think that if you use Premiere Pro, VBR 1 pass at a target bit rate of 15 has looked pretty damn good. But you had another thing that you were saying.
I would just say if you're shooting 4K, export in 1080p. Like,
the platforms aren't 4K.
Yeah. It's gonna,
not YouTube. We're not talking about YouTube.
Yeah, on Instagram and TikTok, like if you're uploading in 4K, they're gonna compress it more because it's a higher quality video, and it's like you're not gonna be watching a 4K video on Instagram or TikTok. So if you're shooting 4K, export in 1080p and make your timeline 1080p.
Bang. Austin Looper, what's the most challenging and rewarding aspects of being a photographer?
Dude.
Deep breath.
Dude, just all the ladies. No, I'm kidding. What's the question?
Most challenging and rewarding aspects of being a photographer. Being a button pusher. What's exciting about it?
Man, I would say, and I don't know if every photographer gets this, but like when I get kids coming up to me, messages or in person telling me how much I've inspired them, like that is the most rewarding shit ever. Like to think that art that I create can have an impact on somebody else to want to pursue a similar career or try to do what I do, or that I just inspire them to create more, like that is probably the most rewarding and fulfilling.
That's special. That is special. Okay. This is from John Gonzo. Shout out John. Best response when clients go, should you follow up and how many times? I think that if you hit them up and say you send a proposal, right, and they don't respond for like 5 days, I'd hit them up on that 5th day or on the 6th day. If that's like, it lands on a Monday or something, or if it's like a weekend, whatever, respond. If they don't respond to that email in 2 days, I would reach back out a last time. And that would be probably the last time I'd reach out. But I think that it's also like, Kostas, we were talking about this before the pod, it's a red flag if they're not. That's like a bad juju of like, even you're saving yourself from getting into something where they're not responding. I think that you give them the benefit of the doubt the first email of like, maybe they're super busy, they had a brand launch or whatever, you know, but after that, it's like, yo, dude, don't leave me on red. Dude, come on.
It's funny because it's like the same as like texting a new girl.
100%, dude.
Right? Like
come
let's
on.
Let's say you really like her, right?
Yeah, we really like this brand.
Yo, this chick's really cute.
She's
or like this
super cute.
This like brand you really want to work with.
She's beautiful.
They reach out to you, and then you like message them back. You're like, oh, new client, dude, new girl. Maybe I'm gonna get a new girlfriend.
We're set.
Then they ghost you, and then you're like, man, fuck this chick. I didn't even want her in the first place. Like, fuck this brand, whatever. Then they take a few days, like, oh, sorry, I was sick. I was out of office. They hit you back. You're like, oh, man, I was tripping.
Like, I was just playing around. Yeah, I was just messing around.
But yeah, could be a red flag. Could be just that your email got lost in the ether. So definitely follow up. I like your advice of like following up twice if they don't respond to you. More than that, just let it go. I remember when I was like first starting out, there was, I was like, reaching out to gyms because I was doing a lot of social media content for gyms, and this one I went and I did this whole presentation for him, and I was like, for sure I'm gonna lock him in, and then he like ghosted me, and I think I followed up like 3 or 4 times over the course of like 3 months, and at some point I was just like, fuck, like this dude's just not responding.
He doesn't want
I was like,
it.
what did I do? Like, he seems so confident that we were gonna lock in a deal, and like nothing ended up happening.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Why did you ever think to make your branding so specific to you? BFIGGY everything. This is from Ben Klein, BK Photos. I think that
Probably one of the worst decisions you've ever made.
I think so too. If I ever say some crazy shit, like, we're going under for sure. That's a fact. But I wanted.
What is this weird, dude? BFIGGY is all you, dog.
I think I wanted it to be tied to the things that I do. Like when I was in school, I remember when Instagram had first came out, I was just trying to think of something catchy and like I didn't want it to just be Braden Figueroa.
Sure.
I wanted there to be something that when you said it was kind of catchy and like rolled off the tongue smooth, and people had called me BFIGGY all throughout growing up playing baseball. That was what all my coaches called me, because my dad was Big Fig, and so they were like, it was Little Fig, and I hated being called Little Fig because I was little.
Yeah.
And so BFIG stuck, and so that's what we ended up going with. But at the same time, I wanted like brand recognition when you saw stuff that I was putting out. So if I ever put out LUTs, it would be BFIGGY LUTs. Like, and I think that's just important for, you don't have to do it that way. And like a lot of people, like someone else was asking, I want to separate myself. I don't want to be the face of any of that stuff. So two ways to do it. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I also saw a guy like Gary Vee. And I saw a guy like Ryan Serhant, and I was studying guys like that are crushing it on social, that are like destroying their Ryan Serhant homes or whatever. I don't know what it is. Serhant Properties, I think, or whatever. Gary Vayner, blah, blah, blah. It's like their names are so intertwined. And so at the same time, back to my branding thing with like Apple, at the beginning, you were like buying into this crazy Steve Jobs character. You're like, I don't know about this Apple stuff because we've never seen it, and this guy's talking crazy about all these products, but this guy's convincing me to buy this, and so I'm buying into this brand. So I kind of wanted it to be similar, where like, if you like the stuff that I'm putting out and you like me as a person, hopefully you would think that my products are just as high quality as I'm talking about. And I think, that's kind of how I saw it, like intertwining. Die and a
You skipped over one. Why is Brandon so small? That was from me.
No, yeah, we're just going to important questions.
I want to know why you're looking kind of tiny,
dude.
You fell off, huh?
This is what's crazy, is I could go 9 months out of the gym and I'm still bigger than you. Okay, all right. Die and a creative. Should I work with music libraries or original music for projects? Shit, if I had original stuff, that would be amazing. But I don't have original composers are expensive.
Well, also like it comes down to licensing too. Like original music, like you can't just use like a Drake song.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think if you have the ability to use original music, fuck yeah, do it.
Yeah.
But the reason you use a music library is just because it's all royalty free and you don't have to worry about, getting flagged.
Yeah, and I think that there's different music. A lot of people had questions about music platforms, and this is important because when you work with a client, right? I remember one time this screwed me, dude. I had maybe gotten like a $3,000 client, biggest client I had gotten at the time. I was so excited for it. I'm like, yeah, this song's royalty free, whatever. And then I looked on the website, it was like $950, and I could have cried. And they were like pressing me about this song, and I'm like, listen, okay, it's like really expensive. I didn't account for that in the budget, and I kind of like shot myself in the foot by sending it to them and whatnot. So just be very mindful of the tracks that you're picking, and if the website, if like for example, Artlist, I believe it's like $30 or whatever. That's it. There's no extra BS fee. I remember on like Epidemic Sounds, you had to like buy it. So you could like buy this song for like using it for an ad, and it would fluctuate depending on the size of your company. And so, dude, then you're getting into like, oh, if the company I'm working with has 200 employees, now the song is $5,000, which makes sense. I get it, like whatever. But at the same time, if you're the person making it, you got to be really mindful of that stuff, of the the music that you're using in your videos. Totally.
And as you get working with bigger clients, the licensing side of things you have to think about more so, because if they're running full-on commercials or just working with bigger brands, more licensing comes into play.
This is from Cam Sacalarios. Yep, right there. Biggest advice for a young creative to get their first client when they move out to LA? It's a great question.
Probably tell them Brandon Kostas.
Yeah, that'd be a good first thing you could do.
Yeah,
I think be ready to do grunt work, right? Be ready to do work, I think, that maybe isn't as glamorous is in your head, right? Because I think at the end of the day, whenever you're moving out to a new city, it's all about like literally shaking people's hands and getting your name out there, going to a coffee shop and just meeting people and trying to talk to as many different people as you can kind of in the space and seeing what they do. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I do this and this and this. Oh, okay, cool. I make videos. Like, you know, if that, then just casually bringing it up, not like, oh, I make videos. How could I help your company? Because that's kind of weird, right? But making casual conversation with people, because it can come up naturally and you don't have to sell yourself. Especially no one wants to be sold when you first meet them, right? Want to be like a nice casual conversation. So, and I also think you can potentially set it up before you would even get out to the city, right? So if you find an entrepreneur guy or something and you're like, oh, hey, I could make this guy short form stuff and he could be like one of my first clients. And all it takes is one. Because birds of a feather flock together, and then you can, come on, dude. And then you can find another business owner after you meet this one business owner and be, hey, do you have any friends? Chances are his friends also are business owners. And then you can maybe get a couple clients, and then you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 49 clients.
Dude, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. And then you stop.
I would also say a piece of advice when you're first moving out here. Let's say you want to work with a restaurant.
Okay.
Or a gym. Like, pick a genre or a clothing brand. Pick a genre that you maybe want to focus on, and it can be a few, but go through and find local businesses, and it can even be on Yelp. Like, if you go on Yelp and type LA and gym, all these gyms come up. You check out their social medias. The ones that have good social media accounts, like good content, they're probably already working with some, so it's not to your benefit to even reach out to them, but target the businesses whose content isn't great and reach out to those, because likely they don't have someone that's like that good, or like they're the ones trying to run it themselves. They don't know anything about it. So just try to position yourself to where you're reaching out to businesses and companies that you know for a fact you could help, because you can make better content than what they have already. And
I think also like educate these businesses, right? Like at the end of the day, a lot of the times, many times when you're working with some of these businesses and it's like one of your first clients, it's a lot of the time you're their first, like you're their first contracted worker that's in a content creation situation, right? And so showing them, hey, this is what your competitors are doing. This is why I think that they're bringing more customers in or whatever. This is why I think their content's performing well, and showing them that, like educating them, not saying, hey, I need like $2,000 for 5 videos. They're not going to even understand. Like, what, I know I need the videos, but like, why? What am I getting out of this? You know, should we run it as ads? Whatever, you know?
I would even argue, or I could even advise you, let's say you do find like a restaurant that you want to work with, or you feel that could benefit from your services. If you're still moving out here, or if you're moving out here and you're kind of just starting out and not as well established, be like, hey, I'd love to come shoot for you literally for free. Let me show you what I can do. Like, if you like the content, amazing. We can talk about working together. If not, all good. You get something for your portfolio. But having it as like a win-win for them, and position it to where, okay, maybe you don't charge anything for the first shoot that you do with them. If they like it, then you can discuss a content plan moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. I like that. And last but not least, Daniel Wilkins Photography. Hi, Rocks. I just booked a promo video for a product on Amazon. Any advice on storyboarding? So let's pretend that this is like a Dore sensor. This is so random, but it's just like the first thing that popped in my head, right? Because it's like a random product on Amazon, okay? I would start to think about, okay, how could I show off the product in its actual environment? So maybe someone fake a break into this house. Like, and this is just random, right? Maybe I'd fake a break in the commercial and it would alert someone on their phone via an app. And that's kind of how I would show the video. But I would think about how the product actually works in the wild, and then figure out, okay, how can we build out the story around the product and show it in a way that it also depends on the branding of said product and kind of what it's going to look and feel like. If it's, you know, if it's like security systems or whatever, right? Probably not like the sexiest thing to make a commercial for. Sure. But you could have some fun with it, and maybe like you get some fun actors to like have a little bit more dialogue in the ad than traditionally, where people are like, I can think of the classic burglary commercial, you know, that's like popping into my head. Or like I would genuinely just show I think showing it off in the wild is a great start. And then thinking about how for Amazon specifically, I feel like the video shouldn't be long. Feel if it's like popping up on the product page, 15 seconds maybe, right? I don't want to like watch a 2-minute tutorial about the Dore thing. I just want to like get, okay, this is what it does. I could see myself buying that. Think about how fast people are buying on Amazon, dude. Totally. You're just one click in.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I would do.
I'm like looking behind you and I see our fucking sick ass Dyson vacuum.
Okay.
Right? So like you can buy that on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I would say...
You want to use that? Let's use that.
Sure.
Okay, let's back up. We're going to use a new... Forget the first product. We're using a Dyson vacuum.
I would just say like before you get into storyboarding and figuring out like shot by shot, figure out the story you want to tell and kind of write out the script. So let's say if we're using a vacuum, okay, what is your 30-second video story? Figure that out. And then, okay, what shots do you need in order to tell that story? And then I would consume or try to find other videos from similar products and see how they're making ads, or even like consume like other types of videos and be like, I like that kind of shot. How can I incorporate that into my video?
I love that. And I think a big thing with storyboarding is literally consuming stuff, screenshotting it, putting it into your deck and saying like, hey, we're going to recreate a shot like this, or I want this overhead shot like this. And you could even do it at your home. It doesn't have to be all lit well or whatever. You're just showing examples of what it is that you're going to do for when you get out there. It's like, it's your playbook, you know, you're going to be like, okay, this is how we're going to actually make said thing happen. And I think it also depends, Daniel, if you're doing this for the homepage of Amazon or like on the product itself. If you're running this as a vertical ad, my answer is going to change every single time for what it is that you're trying to convert on, you know, whether it's just awareness, sales. So I think that that's going to change the idea of the storyboard and the story of your video, which in turn will, you know, change out that outcome.
Yeah. And then definitely just try to make sure you have a variety of different focal lengths, wide, medium, tight shots, all in your storyboard.
Bang, dude. Come on. What an insane Q&A.
Were we going high five?
I don't know. I don't know what I was going. I was feeling that out. And I think that this was a really fun episode 63, dude. Come on. Shout out to all the rocks.
Dude, we missed Chase. But, you know, we answered his question.
We did.
And we had a lot of questions.
So many questions, dude. Shout out to the Rock Nation, dude. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really excited about this community that we're building, and we're also working on making a Discord. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in, please DM us. Let us know if the Discord sounds like a fun idea. But I would love to literally have like a family of like 5,000 little pebbles just in a group, you know, 5,000 little rocks in a group, and we just have like a great time. People are chatting, making trips. Let us know if that's something you guys want to do. Please leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, give us that 5-star review, and we'll see you guys all next week. Peace.